Okay, boys and girls, now I'm going to read the Legend of Sleepy Hollow test to you. I need, first of all, for you to write your name on your paper. Question number 1. By the way, you can look back in the story for any of these answers, and you can pause this video to take more time. You can rewind it, whatever you need to do. Number 1, The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. Which is an example of an exaggeration? A. Katrina pours tea for Ichabod and herself. Ichabod was a very tall man that enjoys reading. C. Ichabod's arms dangled a mile out of his sleeves. Or D. Katrina looks up at the darkening sky above. Number 2. What is the best evidence that a schoolmaster's wages are low? A. Ichabod eats dinner with a friend. B. Ichabod travels place to place, staying at the homes of his students. C. Ichabod eats a very large piece of honey cake. Or D. Ichabod dances merrily to the sound of a fiddle. Like I said, you can pause if you need to. I'm going to keep reading straight through. So, number 3. Why was Washington Irving sent from his home when he was just 15 years old? A. Yellow fever was spreading through cities. B. His parents were tired of his bad behavior. C. His parents passed away and he had to go live with a relative. Or D. His father was killed in the Revolutionary War. Number 4. Reread the sentence from the text below and give a synonym for the underlined word. Wide-eyed, he stares at the table laden with ginger cakes and pumpkin pies. So I am looking for a synonym for laden. Wide-eyed, he stared at the table laden with ginger cakes and pumpkin pies. A. Dripping. B. Barren. C. Pumpkin. D. Covered. Number 5. Find the word brooding in the text. It's in scene 5. You can tell from the way that it's used in the text that Brom is feeling A. happy, B. superstitious, C. affectionate, or D. angry. Number 6. As Ichabod dances, his long limbs fly around the room like an octopus in a tornado. The sentence from scene 5 is an example of A. the conclusion, B. figurative language, C. how gracefully Ichabod dances, or D. why Katrina is in love. Number 7. What happened after Katrina danced with Ichabod? If I were you, I would find this exact part. It wants to know what event happened after that. So after you find where they danced, you'll reread the first little bit. Your answer choices are A. Ichabod arrived at the party. B. Ichabod told his story about meeting the headless horseman. C. Brahm became jealous. Or D, Ichabod devours a piece of honey cake. Number 8, where does Ichabod try to run to escape the headless horseman? A, back to the party. B, to the church bridge. C, to Katrina's house. Or D, to his school. Number 9, what is the setting of scene 8? A, the wedding of Brahm and Katrina. B, the home of Mr. Van Ripper. C, a schoolhouse. Or D, a party at the home of Katrina and her father. Number 10, what event in history inspired the legend of Sleepy Hollow? A, the Civil War. B, the Korean War. C, the discovery of gold in California. Or D, the Revolutionary War. Number 11, which event happens before Ichabod eats dinner with his host, Mr. Van Ripper? So you're going to find where he eats dinner with his host family, and you're going to read what happens right before that, if you're looking back in the text, which you should. Which event happens before Ichabod eats dinner with his host, Mr. Van Ripper? A, Katrina rides away on a horse with Brahm. B, Ichabod goes to a party. C, Ichabod joins some guests by the fire. Or D, Mr. Van Ripper lets Ichabod borrow his horse. And the next one should be number 12. Put the following events in order. You're going to put a 1 by the first thing that happened, then a 2 by the second thing, a 3 by the third thing, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 events. So you're going to have 1 through 8, but they're going to be all mixed up. So I'm going to read these in order, and you're going to put a 1 by the first thing, a 2 by the second thing. Anyway. Okay, so the first event, Ichabod arrives at a party. So you should ask yourself, did that happen at the beginning, the middle, or the end of the story? Next, Brahm and Katrina are married. Next, Brower tells about meeting the headless horseman. Next, Ichabod has tea with Katrina. Next, Ichabod disappears. Next, Brahm tells a story about racing the headless horseman. Ichabod gives Katrina a singing lesson. Ichabod tries to outrun the headless horseman. So, last, in your writing journal, on the first blank page, you're going to go there, you're going to write the date, and what I would like for you to do is pick one of the illustrations from the Legend of Sleepy Hollow and explain one of the illustrations from the text using at least 2 details from the text.